Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. My name is Matt Anderson, and I'm the Director of the Outreach for the Space Force Association. And today we're here with Dennis Parker, the Executive Vice President, the Advanced Solutions Group at CACI in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado. Dennis, thanks for joining us today.
Matt, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you today, for stopping by, visiting our facility here in Colorado Springs. On behalf of the 23,000 worldwide CACI employees, I want to thank you and the Space Force as we congratulate them on their first year anniversary. A bit of a belated birthday wishes from CACI, but certainly very excited about all of the accomplishments the Space Force has had in their first year, and look forward to many great opportunities to partner with Space Force Association and the Space Force going forward.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. Yeah. For our SFA members around the world that may not be as familiar with CACI, what do most space enthusiasts not know about CACI?
Absolutely. Let me highlight a couple things. So of the 23,000 employees within CACI, roughly a third of the company is made up of veterans. That's critically important because we're very excited about all of our veteran employees. We continue to give them an opportunity through our customer relationships, the expertise and the technology that we deliver to our customers, an opportunity to continue to serve in the mission that many form the foundation of their career. Through that relationship with veterans, we deliver worldwide to our national DoD and civil customers 24/7 operational, analyst, and specialized engineering expertise. In addition to providing world-class expertise to our customers, we also deliver a wide array of products out of CACI to include space-based laser secure communications, and as well as counter unmanned aerial system technologies. And given the evolving threat to unmanned aerial systems, we have a wide array of capabilities in multiple forms and configurations in which we detect, identify, track, and then multiple mitigation steps for how we protect facilities and infrastructure against unmanned aerial threats.
No, that's fantastic. I think the partnership there between industry, government, and nonprofits like the Space Force Association is so important to make that collaboration happen. And you mentioned the space-based secure communication in your product family. What other capabilities does CACI provide to the space community?
Well, that's I'm glad you brought that up, Matt, because we provide a number of support to the mission. We design, develop, deliver and operate mission systems for all space missions. We have a rich heritage supporting the national community. We build mission management tools for not only constellation mission management, satellite mission management, payload, as well as collection optimization strategies, all the way through processing mission data off of space platforms. We do advanced signal analysis. We do geolocation services through those mission processing tools and capabilities and technology. We also maintain well over 100 ground sites worldwide supporting the space mission, and then we also build analyst tools that actually gets data out to users. We have well over 20,000 worldwide registered users for our analyst tools. And through that heritage of working with the national community, we've actually been an industry leader for well over a decade, like you said, of transitioning the capability from our heritage with the national users into the tactical warfighters' hands. And one thing I'll highlight as kind of an interesting fact is we have a team of engineers down at NASA Johnson Space Center Houston who work in the virtual reality lab. And our engineers have been critical to developing virtual training, collaboration, and service support tools for NASA. And we are now the foundation for some of modern day astronaut training down there at Johnson Space Center. That's a heritage that's directly translatable and relevant to modern day space warfighters.
Absolutely. And the top Space Force officer, General Raymond, recently went down there. and saw that virtual reality lab. And I know Lieutenant General Clark at the Air Force Academy is very interested in creating opportunities for cadets as they produce officers into the Space Force to really train the next generation in this domain that so many people and so many governments are investing in right now for a lot of those exact same reasons. So.
Well, let me highlight too, Matt, that technology is evolving at such a rapid pace, as well as space warfighting, that those training tools and those innovative training tools are critically important to space warfighters.
Absolutely. We've often thought of aircraft traveling at Mach 2, but when you talk about a satellite at 17,000 miles per hour, that's a different orbital dynamics that you have to really understand. And SFA was founded by our president and founder, Bill Wolf, a weapons officer himself in the space domain. And SFA's support to the warfighter at the tactical level, like you mentioned, that is what we're really interested in, teaming with industry like CACI to take those national capabilities, operational level, strategic level, and really get them in the hands of the warfighter where they can make a difference for our nation. So that's fantastic. In the last year or so, the last couple years, what has CACI been working on? And then in the space domain specifically, and then where do you see, what's on the horizon? What's out in the future for you guys?
Well, there's really three primary areas I'd like to highlight where we're focused. Is we have a rich heritage of building analysts and operational tools for really the space warfighters and many of the intelligence analysts around the globe. And we're constantly working on improving those tools. AI and machine learning technology is critically important to evolving those tools, as well as cyber solutions to counter the cyber threat. And the speed of decision making for our customers is accelerating, as well as data volume is ever increasing. So dealing with that vast increase in data, as well as the speed of decision making, we're constantly evolving and improving those tools. A second area that we're focusing on is building resiliency into all of the systems we deliver. That includes infrastructure resiliency, ConOps availability, data availability, or ConOps improvement and data availability. And that resiliency into all of our mission systems is critically important. A third area that we're focusing on is, because of our rich heritage supporting space missions, is actually better integrating space power into the multi-domain environment. So where we deliver ground systems to the services or ground system capability, we're partnering with those customers to make sure that space power is integrated as multi-domain operations are continually increasing.
Yeah, thank you. That joint all-domain command and control seems to be the buzzword of the last few years, but it truly is where we're going as a nation. If you don't have that, when we say joint, what we're talking about is all services. It's got to be all the armed services being able to communicate together on the battlefield at the speed of the decision makers that they need. And that all domain is, traditionally it's the land, the sea, the air, the space, and then of course cyber. And CACI is an expert across electromagnetic spectrum as well. So when you bring that capability to bear across all the services, it's really powerful. And we at the Space Force Association appreciate you partnering with us to really make some of those connections in informal environments and formal environments and where we can help each other. But that brings us to our question. We have lots of corporate interest in nonprofits that support each service. There's AUSA for the Army, AFA for the Air Force, and so on, and the Space Force Association for the actual Space Force. What brought CACI to apply to be a founding member, corporate sponsor, if you will, of the Space Force Association?
Well, we're very interested in being a leader in industry and in continuing and fostering greater collaboration with the Space Force and with our customers, and continually improving that communication, teamwork, one team approach with the Space Force. And given where the Space Force is in standing up, I think it's critically important to improve those communications. We as CACI invest a significant amount of money in research and development, as do other industry partners. And that constant collaboration and teamwork with the customers and the mission users and understanding their priorities ensures that we on the industry side are investing in the right priorities for our customers and ultimately delivering the best mission value that they need going forward.
And I know on our side, we think it's a great fit because of the cultures of the two organizations, the SFA as well as CACI. And then the third, which is ultimately the Space Force. CACI's priorities that shape their culture for more than 4 decades now is that character. So we talk about integrity. You're gonna do what you said you're gonna do, and also innovation. You have to be a changing company. You have to be a dynamic environment. And when we talk about agility, or General Raymond talks about speed and agility and flexibility, we see all of that in CACI as well. So we think it's a great fit on our end as well.
This company is founded on strong character. We continue to instill that in everything we do at CACI. And I will say that the Space Force Association is a critical avenue for bringing industry and those customers together. So we're very, very proud to be a part of one of the first tranches, a founding member of Space Force Association, and continuing the conversation.
Thanks for that. As an industry contributor across the intelligence and defense commercial sectors, what has CACI witnessed that might serve Space Force moving forward?
Well, I want to continue to expound on the continual collaboration and communication between the Space Force. The traditional acquisition process is very sterile. You don't get a lot of interaction. It's fairly formal, and no white paper response to an RFI from our customers is ever going to get at a true understanding of the capabilities that industry has. You really need to get out. You really need to get out and walk manufacturing floors. You need to sit in scrum rooms and talk to engineers and developers and collaborate. And I think that more of that needs to happen, not just with CACI and interacting with Space Force, but all of industry, because the speed of technology is evolving so fast, day in and day out, as well as the mission threat. And unless you have that routine and regular communication and collaboration, and that goes beyond just the contractors that you have on contract as a customer. So we at CACI find immense value and we always deliver our best capability when we have strong relationships and strong teamwork with our customers.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Kind of leadership 101 type mentality there. And can you give us an example recently about what that collaboration, how you guys do it in CACI?
Absolutely. An example of on the tactical side, where we have tactical customers, we have our counter UAS portfolio of systems. And we have what I would call reverse industry days with them, where we actually bring them in as a team. They'll spend an entire day with us, and we get a whole day worth of collaboration where we talk about and roll out our new capabilities. They talk about their operational needs. We get to learn what the requirements are, what the emerging threats are. That entire interaction does two things. One, it gets us on a common playing field in terms of what's needed to meet their needs, but it also brings strong motivation to our folks, our engineers and our developers, because they get to actually interact with the real users. Those are invaluable. And then through that collaboration, you start to build trust. And that trust is critically important, and ultimately finding different avenues, either through the formal acquisition process or through existing acquisition contracts that we may have through various customers, where we're able to get the capability and the technology into the hands of the warfighter much faster. So I would encourage Space Force to consider those types of, and I can assure you that any industry participant, not just CACI, if a customer like the Space Force says, I want to come spend a day with you and I want to bring my organization to you to learn about your capabilities, they will open the door wide open, and that dialogue will be invaluable.
Great. Well, we appreciate that, and we look forward to helping that process along as the Space Force Association, and ultimately, in the end, getting that capability to the warfighter for the entire nation is so important. So I just want to thank you for your time today, and I think it's incredible. I learned a lot. I had no idea that CACI, with its 23,000 employees and 1/3 of them being veterans, that's impressive what you guys do in the community, both here locally and nationally. Thank you for that. Thank you for continuing to support the space mission, and we appreciate your time with us.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Matt. We look forward to a long-standing partnership with the Space Force Association. Space Force is a critical customer, and we wish them very well, and congratulations on their first anniversary.
Great. Again, happy birthday to the Space Force. Semper Supra.